Chantelle and Mary, thank you so much for joining us. Chantelle, I'll start with you. How has the mood been in the care home, and how has that changed since the lockdown began?
Well, I think the same as the rest of the world. Everybody's going through a challenging time. This is an unknown world for us all, and we've all had to adapt and change everything that we're doing to kind of fit in with all these new rules. But I think for us, just trying to stay as normal as possible, keep routine, keep everything as positive as possible, and doing what we do. This is our job. Everybody that's here is passionate, loves and cares their job about their jobs. So we're just carrying on as normal and facing every difficult challenge that we come across in the best way we can.
And what about maintaining a sense of routine? For those living with dementia, that's quite important in terms of helping to reduce anxiety and stress. How's that been?
So like I said, as much as possible, everyone here, people keep saying, all this amazing work everyone's doing, but, this is what we do. This is our jobs that we all love. So for us, we're just doing everything that we always do. So, life is remaining as normal as possible. We can't help all the very strange things that's happening, such as having no visitors, being cut off from our relatives and friends and family is hard for everybody. But as much as we can do to alleviate anything connected to that and keep things as normal as possible, then we are doing.
Music's a massive part of your work there and life there in the care home. Why is it so effective and helpful for people who are living with dementia?
Well, we've said before, I think music's universal. It reaches everybody. It's a very easy thing to use to connect to people. Even people with no communication, you can connect to them with music. You play a song and it changes the mood, it changes everything for somebody.
That's absolutely right. You can have a group of people who are all going, oh, I don't know any of these things. And you play something and they start singing and they know all the words. And yet if you were just speaking with them, they wouldn't know all the words in a conversation.
Absolutely.
Mary, what kind of music do you like listening to?
Well, everything really. No, I'm not keen on the terribly modern music, but I can really anything with a good tune. But I particularly like sung music. So I go to shows, I can't think, musicals. I used to go an awful lot when I was younger, and we lived near London, so I could get in.
And how do you feel when you're listening to music, Mary?
It just totally changes me. And I noticed that yesterday, I think. I was feeling a little down in the dumps, and they played something or other, and it just takes me back. It takes me a long journey. I close my eyes, mind you, to listen, because if you look at other people, that spoils it for me. But I like to close my eyes, and then the music is like getting on a wonderful bus, really. It takes
you on a journey.
It doesn't sound very poetic, does it?
But, sounds lovely.
but it does. It takes you.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, I understand that myself, definitely. What kind of music have you guys been working with in the care home, Chantelle? What sorts of things have the residents been enjoying?
So again, a variety, because everybody's so different. Everyone has a personal, interest in music. So any ways we can tap into that. Obviously, when you're in a group, you have to try and hit upon things that are going to, connect with everyone. So we do play a lot of traditional songs, a lot of the sing-along songs that, there's certain songs we find here that you start singing and everybody in the room, like Mary was saying.
Oh yeah, what kind of thing?
yes.
So we've got some theme tunes to the home. So Wonderful World by Louis Armstrong, that's one of our theme tunes.
Yeah, great.
I Can't Help Falling in Love by Elvis Presley, that's a pretty good theme tune.
Yeah.
And a lot of the sing-along ones, it's nice to walk into a room and start singing You Are My Sunshine, because
Everybody will pick
it's
it
so
up.
traditional that everybody will sing with you.
And you have
Yeah.
such strange memories with music. That You Are My Sunshine. I remember a sister of mine, aged 2, so I was only about 4,
Mhm.
but I can remember her singing that. And everybody's giving her a big clap, and I didn't appreciate it was because she was so clever at being 2.
I mean, it's such a great way, isn't it, to maintain a sense of connection with the people that you care about, as well as your memories. And Music for Dementia have released a new guide with lots of ideas and kind of how-to creative ways that people can bring music into their lives to stay connected with people that they love, because that's obviously incredibly difficult for people during lockdown. What sorts of ideas would they find in there, Chantelle?
So yeah, obviously video call and things virtually through the screen has become a huge part of what we're doing in the home. It's become how we're getting music to people. Video calls privately with family, 90% of the time end in a song with the person singing back to, they know that music is such a big part of the home that, generally the questions to the family are, oh, are you still singing your favorite song? And then it leads to them singing together. The same with, we've been talking a lot about a gentleman in the local area who's been using Music for Dementia, and he is on your digital map. So we're able to find his music and play it. And also we found family at home, because they're so used to being part of his sessions here that they're missing him. So they're following what he's been doing. And, again, they can then talk back to us and say, oh, we've seen Ben's playing the music, and they're keeping up with it. So that's great.
Yes, it gives you a very broad view of life, which is unusual living here in a home.
Yeah.
The vision gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And it could end up with just, what are we going to have for dinner?
But we're never going to let that happen.
but with music, it takes you right out, and it takes you very quickly. As soon as I can recognize the tune, it's like something's switched on.
Yeah. And like you say, Mary, a fantastic way to connect with people in the wider world and in the community outside. In terms of that one-to-one interaction, what do you find with the residents there, Chantelle? Do they like to join in, as well as listening? Are they participating, and how does that work?
Yeah, absolutely. So depending on kind of like the session that we're doing, so we've done it in lots of ways using different devices. So we do it one-to-one with a tablet and headphones. So then the playlist can be very individual and it just goes out to that person. Group singing, like we said, in a group setting, we find our favourite sing-along songs. We don't always have accompaniment, because our usual musicians, pianists, everyone that normally comes in and plays for us aren't here. So we are doing a lot of just getting the words and starting singing, and everyone in the room singing. And then we play music through lots of different devices through a speaker. So the music session Mary's referring to that we did yesterday, we incorporated some movement and exercise. We played our favourite songs, so of course people stand up and start dancing. And again, we've got another theme tune, the Hokey Cokey. That's our MOT, full body MOT. We find if we play that, nobody in the room talk but lift their arms in the air. So if we need some exercise, we do that.
Always a group of people that don't want to move. I don't know why they come to it. Tune comes on, something comes on, and suddenly they're singing along and doing whatever they're supposed to be doing.
That's what music does, make you do it even if you don't want to.
It is magic.
It really is. It's magic stuff. Move over, Joe Wicks. And what about carers? Because obviously, this is an incredibly stressful time for carers right now. Lockdown is really difficult for them. Do you think that music can be a tool for them to, relieve anxiety, to kind of manage their mood? And how is it beneficial for those who are caring at the moment?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think it's the same. We often find, if we've got a music session, so kind of activity coordinators, if we're playing music in one of the lounges and we've got all the residents joining in, the carers can't help but naturally navigate into that room and start joining in and dancing. And we've done a lot of being out in the garden. So even when we haven't been able to reach maybe every single floor, we've been playing outside in the garden so that everyone can come to the window. You know, and carers running out then, waving their pom-poms and everything at the windows to connect with everybody. And they have all said, you know, the minute you turn up with a speaker, they're like, yes, because they know that that music is going to lift everybody. And I think as carers, if the residents are happy, we're happy. So once the music has lifted all of them, then that's what it does for us as well.
Thank you both so much. It's fantastic to talk to you. And yeah, I'm just really, really wonderful. I love what you're doing, and it's such a pleasure to speak to you both.
The same, you know, from our point of view, somebody, you know, with as much passion as you and caring about the fact that seeing the importance of music for dementia and trying to make it more available and have people have more access, then we're totally on board with that.
Fantastic.